Hi, this is Mona Austin with a review of Woosh Beauty, the cosmetic system that's designed for the woman on the go, whether you are a novice or a pro. Before we get started applying makeup, allow me to introduce you to some of the products. First up, the eye stencil. The eye stencil is designed to help you apply your eye makeup, such as cat eyes, and it is the perfect guide. It's a nice curve that gives you sort of that perfect look to your shadows and your liner. If you're trying to do a cat eye, you definitely will get the perfect cat eye with this product. I like it the most out of everything they've produced so far. Next up is the fold out face. It's literally your complete makeup routine and one very convenient, compact pack that you can use for any time of the day. As you can see, it starts with your eyes. There are blushes and shadows, and it is just one of the most convenient, well thought out makeup palettes I've seen so far. Here's the corner brush and smudger. It is the pride and joy of the brand. On one end there is a V-shaped brush, a true innovation in beauty that allows you to place your shadow for the perfect eyeshadow shape. And then on the other end there's a smudger, but it can also be used as an applicator brush for eyeliner. Hello and welcome to my Woosh product review. This brand was started by the Today Show's Bobbie Thomas and her friend Andrea one Saturday night when they were just having a girls' night in, and they wanted to create products that maybe no one else was thinking of that made things convenient for women on the go. And I think they've done just that. We'll start with lip gloss. Now, everybody has their own regimen, and usually they may start with eyes, for instance, but for me, very often, I don't leave the house without lip gloss. I may not even put anything else on my face. I'm starting here with a clean face, and I have a little bit of the lip gloss on already. This particular shade is from their line of neutrals, and it is called Rich Toast. It's a beautiful color, and I think it's good for any time of the day, but certainly you can wear it with or without another color, and that's what I like about it first and foremost. The other thing that I like about it is that it comes with a rolling tip. It just glides on effortlessly, and it does not feel sticky or pasty. It just feels so good when it goes on. So I'm going to just apply some so you can see a little bit more of the color. Now for me, I enjoy a sheerer type of lip during the daytime. I like more coverage in the nighttime. But I think, again, you can do this for day or night. If I were doing it at night, I would probably put a browner tone under it and then put this on. The best part about it is, again, this rolling tip. You can actually feel it roll on. Now we're going to move on to this wonderful makeup palette. This palette that I received is for dark skin, and so it gives you an idea of what the colors look like. And it's literally paint by numbers. So even if you're like me and you don't have a whole lot of interest in applying your makeup, I would rather have someone else do it for me. But of course, as a professional, you do want to have some basics down. And so for me, I do the basic lip and sometimes liner. But other than that, I'd rather have more of a natural look, which is what you can truly achieve with Woosh Beauty. But in their palette, they start with eyes, and you'll get a step-by-step guide. Like I said, it's literally paint by numbers. And then they've got these wonderful brushes. This one is the liner tip, and it says eyes 1. I don't know if you can see that, but it says eyes 1. With this side, you'll apply your base coat of eyeshadow, and then you use this side to line. So it literally says on the card, use base all over lid. How simple can that get? And then the base coat is shown on your palette. So I'm going to do just that. All over the lid. And you get fairly complete, well, definitely complete coverage with this wide tip. And I'm going to do the other side. Now, the test for me on this is I have a challenge with eyeshadows because I have what's called a hooded lid, which means there's not a whole lot of definition to my lid. Most people will have a more defined area in their lid area. Well, for me and others who, especially women in the Asian culture, we just have basically a flat surface or sort of a fold. And so it's challenging sometimes applying eye makeup to show depth. So I'm curious as to how much depth I can actually show. And the thing that will allow me to do that is the brush. So I'm excited to see how this will turn out. All right, since this is all over, I'm going to come up. Do you see that? It's a lighter shade. And then the next step for eyes is blend, define from corner into crease. And so there's a define right next to, right under base, and it's a darker color from corner to crease. So I'm just going to use the tip of this brush, and I am going to blend and define. I'm hoping you can see what I'm doing here. From corner into crease, it says, so I'm going to go a little bit more into the crease. Now, this is my first time doing this. For pros out there, they'll go lickety split. For me, I'm being extra careful because I am absolutely a novice at this, and I really want to take my time and show you what I'm doing as just sort of the average woman who's not very good at this. So I'm just going into my crease with this darker shade. It's a dark brown, sort of an espresso color, I would say. All right, step 3 for eyes is add line to frame and shape. And so to do that, there's line right here on the palette. And that's where we're going to be using the opposite end of the brush. Okay. And then also there is shine. Now shine is going to be the color that you put more in your inner eye. Now I think anybody who applies makeup is also accustomed to using their fingertips, including professionals, so I don't feel bad for touching things with the tips of my finger. All right. So I didn't do this eye, so you can see a bit of a difference, not much of a difference, but I'm not applying a whole lot. So I'm satisfied just having sort of a highlight. I would typically just, again, since I don't do a whole lot of eye makeup, I would typically just put a bronzing type brown shade on my lid and then do some liner and I'd be good to go. But this gives you those natural tones for enhancement purposes, and depending on how much you put on, you can go from just a regular daytime look to more of a glamorous look at nighttime. So that's how you basically put on your eye, and then you can use the eye stencil to enhance it and put your eye makeup under the bottom, meaning your liner, and also do more of a defined cat eye. That's what I'll do when I come back. Okay, so now I am using the corner brush. This is the pièce de résistance, the brush that sold out in 10 minutes on HSN because everyone found that it was so innovative. It has a V-shaped tip, and what it does is allows you to define your eyes. If you didn't want more drama in the eye, you wouldn't necessarily use this. But again, I'm trying to see how these products work with a hooded eye like mine. And basically what you would do is go to the corner of your eye and then place the V in this way. I hope you can see it. You're going to place it right on the corner of your eyelid near your lid. Now I've put on the eye stencil, which is a guide, and also it catches the debris from your shadow. You could have actually started with this on already, but I have turned to the other side of the contour brush and dip that in our darkest shadow, which is really, it's just a black shadow. And then you can just place your eyeliner on the bottom. And once you do that, you can go all the way up if you want, using the slanted tip to give yourself a cat eye look. I've left the other eye bare so that you can see, and then I also wanted to just apply a little bit more of that brown because it's so close to my skin tone. It's hard for me to see that color, but I do want to highlight that a little bit more. And then I also wanted to add a little bit more of the lighter shade so that you can see it. And then we can blend with the other end where we already used our V. So this is again defining the eye. And I want to be able to show you the difference between the two eyes. So when I take this off, you are able to see a difference. Next, on to brows. Now, using the same tip, I have dipped some more black shadow and filled in my brow. I already did this one and I've begun on the other one. Just so you can see, all I'm doing is just brushing on the powder, and it just magically allows me to shape my brow in its natural shape and fill it in, giving the look as if it's been arched. This is where my brow actually stops, is about right here, but I've elongated it with the slanted tip. I just dipped, and then I just sort of use a flicking motion, and then I press it down toward the end of my brow and elongate it. I want it to be a little bit longer, and so I'm able to do that. And this powder gives you more of a natural look than a liquid or an actual pencil liner, I find. So I'm enjoying the balance between the two brows. I like the way they look. They do look natural and they look filled in. I've got to finish this eye. We'll show you a full face at the end. Now we're going to move on to covering spots and adding just a basic foundation to the face. The next step is to correct and perfect. I am using one end of the brush to actually put the cover my spots. I have quite a bit of hyperpigmentation in my hormonal zone, and so I've already covered those spots and I've blended in the color. You've got two colors here, one lighter than the other, so I use the lighter one, and then on the flip side of the brush you want to use some color in your T-zone, and so I've done that and also placed some under my eye. The key here is to blend, blend, blend. This is your contour and define brush. You'll use this end to put some color. There are two colors under step 3, and you'll use the lighter of the two under your eyes. Again, I've already placed a little bit under my eyes from the perfectors because I definitely have circles that I want to hide, but you can also use this. And you'll find that with any makeup, you sort of know your preferences and your temperament, but I do recommend following these steps if you have no experience. I'm not completely inexperienced, so I have the concept of what to use where, and just from playing around. But the next portion of this, that was 3A, and then 3B is to use the dark to fade under cheeks, on jawline, and neck. So this is going to be the tricky part because this is sort of contouring and I don't have a whole lot of experience with that, but I'm going to use this side of the brush. And here's something that I absolutely love. There are only 4 brushes that come in this system, but they are all double-sided. So it's like you get 8 and you don't have to use up so much space in your makeup bag. So here's the darker of the colors. I'm going to sweep under my cheek. It's an upward motion according to my guide here. And it looks like it's telling me to also go under my chin. And it says right on the card that there are makeup guides for this at Woosh Beauty. So you don't necessarily have to worry about, are you doing this right? Because there's so many tutorials online, and it's telling me to go down my nose with this brush, leaving, even some goes right in the middle, it's saying. So I'm going to do what it's saying. But again, I think we all like seeing that contoured look and those beautiful cheeks sticking out, and that is what this brush will give you. And finally, steps 4 and 5 are to add your blush and blend. Again, you have 2 shades at the end of your palette for step number 5, and then for step number 4 you have 2 shades. In the deep palette, which is what I have, it is a shade of, it's sort of a magenta color, and then a lighter shade of that, which I think are both beautiful colors for any time of the year. But what I'm going to do, because I haven't really done much blending, is I actually am going to go for it and blend. You're going to use this side of the brush for blending. And I'm just going to go for it. I want to smooth everything out. Circular motions, I'm told, are better. Certainly want to get some under my eyes where I'm trying to hide my dark spots and where I've lightened the area. Certainly want to go down my nose where I did some contouring. And it's not that dramatic of a contour. I think that'll do it for me as far as blending is concerned. There you go. You see that? And then also the last thing I want to do is place my blush on as a final step. And then I'll tidy up with a little bit more lip gloss because I've been talking, and then I'll show you the final result. I hope this video has been helpful to you. It is my first one, but Thank you for getting ready with me. Woosh Beauty is available at HSN and wooshbeauty.com.